Let's go ahead and place another tile weapon into the scene. Again, just kind of starting with the default so that any changes we make prior to this we don't have to worry about. So we've been looking at the things that can make the player shoot, but then there's also positions. If you zoom in on the tile, if you placed it in, you'll see little arrows, and it's basically where the little circle is I would say is pretty much the spot where the, for instance, with this one is the weapon socket stand. If this is picked up by a player, the standing point of the player, this is going to be where the socket, this is going to be where the bullet and the muzzle flash, all the things originate from. So when you're working on it, the good part about this one is if you have 8 directional on your animation, then you'll see where it's supposed to come out, which means you can then line up your left and right and say, well, I want it to come out right here, I want it to be a little bit higher than that, I want it to be towards the center. You can make all the adjustments you need based off of those parts, and at that point you can change each one of your socket positions to line up with the direction that you're looking for. So let's do a little for instance here, just so we can throw it off and make it look really odd. We're going to have actually we'll do it where they're really far off and really far up. So we're going to say that every every direction is all going to come from the top right corner. Now, is this the right way to do it? No, not really, but this will give you a good idea as to what can be done with it, except for the only one we're not going to do that with is the top one. We'll leave the top where it shoots here, and then the rest of them are all going to be shot from that direction. Alright, this is only primary. Your secondary fire is all set up to be in the position it needs to be based on its secondary weapon shoot. So if you had the secondary where the top one was the top barrel and the secondary came out from lower, then you can move this lower down. And then also, just to include on this note, is that the crouch, same way. If you know your player is going to crouch down, say get half the size, well, you can make sure that all of your sockets come out half the size down so that they line up with where the player is going to be. So let's go ahead and take a look real quick at this new direction for our shooting. So this would be primary. Remember, the top view is the only one that's going to be the same, so we'll start there and then we'll shoot from the other directions. So if I pick the weapon up and I aim upwards and I shoot, everything shoots normal. It comes out from that one spot we were looking at there. Now if I shoot this way, it should be coming out from right here. So it works well in terms of what you may have planned for your tile may be exactly what that's needed for. And then if I'm facing downwards, it actually shoots down just like it's supposed to, but it shoots over here on the side. Alright, so there you go. That's going to be the socket position. Allows you to set up the 8 directions for it, place them in where you need. And again, there's the stand, primary, secondary, and crouch, primary, secondary.